Howdy, Sunderers. So, I just want to talk to you about two things real quick here. I don't sound great because I'm not in a good place. Some of you who've been following me, you know what that's about. And I want to thank everybody who's been praying for me. I'll talk more about this when I get to record my next full episode. So I'm hoping it'll be in the next few days. But I want a little bit more mental clarity before I do that, because I got a lot to talk about. Anyway, what I want to talk to you guys about, this is, again, just going to be a few minutes here. I have two things that I want to mention. First, I'll tell you what, I don't care what anybody says about rage and fury and all that being negative. No, they're not. They're effective, is what they are. And if you think anger is inherently evil, you've never read the Old Testament, because... Anyway, it's, like any other source of ignition, it'll get your furnace lit up just as well. I keep hearing mild, the word mild, preceding the word myocarditis. And it's not in reference to vaccine side effects, of course, because no one in the media is ever going to make that connection in front of a camera or microphone, right? But now, whenever I hear myocarditis mentioned, it is always coupled with mild in mainstream circles, which are not really the mainstream anymore, but that's a topic for another time. Don't let them do that. If you hear someone using the word mild in conjunction with myocarditis, I'm going to reference somebody I follow on Twitter named Dr. Anthony Hinton. He has recently posted that myocarditis results in 1 in 5 people dead 2 years after their diagnosis. Within the first 2 years after your diagnosis with myocarditis, 1 in 5 people are dead. The 5-year prognosis is 1 in 2 people are dead. Myocarditis is not and cannot be mild. Okay? It's like the results of a cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest leaves some of your heart tissue dead. Myocarditis is literally an infection of your heart muscle. It is killing heart tissue. That cannot, by definition, be mild. And it results in 1 in 5 deaths at 2 years and 1 in 2 deaths at 5 years. You understand? Your 5-year prognosis with mild myocarditis is a 50-50 shot at living to see year 6. So please don't let this... It's a bullshit approach. That, believe it or not, is the more minor thing I want to talk about today. The next thing... Oh, I gotta laugh to keep from screaming. From CNN Health. I have seen this goddamn headline at least 5 times today. And I don't follow CNN. Oh, the headline. People vaccinated against COVID-19. I'm going to get through this. The headline. People vaccinated against COVID-19 less likely to die from any cause. Oh, we have come full circle, guys. We have come full circle from, oh, this guy died in a car accident? Well, did he have COVID antibodies? Oh, he died of COVID. Now, if you get your anointed blessing from Pope Fauci injected into you, you'll be protected against all dangers. His light will shine over you as a mantle of an aura of protection through the valley of the shadow of death. You know, guys, the left-wing media, and CNN in particular, has said some choice, prize-winning, ridiculous things since this pandemic started. I have never been so close to actually doing a spit take. Okay, just don't let anybody get away. You know, because I have a feeling you're going to be hearing this. Just because I have personally been poked and prodded at with this fucking headline for the last 2 days, don't let anybody get away with this. You know, they did studies, and if you get the COVID-19 vaccines, you're less likely to die from anything. I once knew a guy, Jerry knows who I'm talking about. Jerry's a listener to the show, longtime friend of mine. Love him like a brother. There's a guy we both know who does not argue, he does not debate, and yet he irritates the living piss out of everybody arguing with them. But he doesn't argue, he just contradicts you. He says whatever would work as a counter if he believed it or had any facts to back him up. And he drives people fucking nuts all the time. And that's all this is. And all you have to do to crush him in an argument is just what you have to do here. Step on his foot so that he can't just keep floating around from platform to platform to whatever angle he needs to take to jab at you. Right? No pun intended. Stick him to a point. Oh, so is that what you believe? Boom, he's helpless. All of a sudden, he's the one who starts getting pissed off. Because you won't let him float around from that platform anymore, right? Do that to people who use this on you. If someone says that to you, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take, metaphorically speaking, I want you to take a 6-inch iron railroad spike and a sledgehammer, and I want you to drive it through their instep into the floor and nail them to this point. That the COVID-19 vaccine protects you against anything. Do it just like this. So, COVID-19 vaccines protect against car accidents. Look, I'm just saying what the... No, jackass. If you're going to Clown World, don't just stop at the big puffy red nose and a little smear of white grease paint. You put on the big curly red wig and the giant clown shoes and you roll around honking that bicycle horn. You commit. Say the words. The COVID-19 vaccines protect against car accidents, gunshot wounds, and cancer. Say it. Because that's what you're suggesting so that you can feel like you just brought something of value to the debate. So say it. Say those words, you fuck. Just don't let them get away with it. Don't let people poke at you from far away. If someone wants to debate you, you drag them to the mat and you make them debate you. Alright? Because we're past all of this shit. I've been saying for months now, no more compliance. That's where we all gotta be. No more compliance and no more patience with nonsense. If somebody says, hey look, there's this study out of fucking Greg Luntz's think tank that if you get the COVID-19 shots, you're less likely to die from any cause. Make them say it. I'm not going to get hit by a bus if I get the COVID shot. Say it. Say those words, you stupid fuck. It's just like I say, whenever somebody says, hey, where's the smoking gun? Well, they did find, on the elections last year, whenever people were like, where's the smoking gun on the elections? Meh. You mean the Maricopa County audit where Biden won by 11,000 votes, ostensibly, and they found 54,000 irregular ballot entries? And that was after Maricopa County government had burned a lot of evidence because they didn't want to cooperate with the independent investigatory agency that was conducting the audit. That evidence, they would have overturned the election by now. It's not like they control all the institutions in Washington or any fucking thing. Listen, if somebody has an argument for how it's completely reasonable that Joe Biden won the 2020 election against the most economically successful, well, I was going to say president, but leader in the history of government on Earth, let him make it. Just let them sit there and flap their tongue through their lips about the studies that show the COVID-19 vaccine will protect you from earthquakes and lightning strikes, and then just make them say it. It's the same way you beat somebody who's given you a ration of shit about the election. You just let them flap and flap and flap and flap and flap. I have let a guy once go on for an hour and a half. Seriously. Guy who lives in my building. I let him sit there and whap, 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 whap. About just for at least 90 minutes. All right, and then you know how I beat him? Do you know how I crushed him? Do you know how long it took? It took me less than 3 seconds, and I did it with 4 words. Arguably 3 words, because 2 of the words are hyphenate. He went through all of his shit. Oh, well, this and that and the other thing, and people wanted a return to normalcy. Yeah, how's that going? People, just hated Trump so much they voted for Biden. It's not that unbelievable that this guy, this kid-sniffing, other men's wives groping pedophile who can't find a coherent word, much less a sentence with both hands and a flashlight, who barely campaigned, barely ever left his basement, okay, won the election. And all I did, I let him go and go and go. And when he finally shut his fucking mouth, I just said my 4 words, arguably 3, because 2 are hyphenate. I just said, and you can do this too, 81 million votes. Mic drop. Adjusting for population growth. You want me to believe that fuck got more votes than any other political leader in the history of democracy over the most economically successful political leader in the history of capital? Same thing here. Just make them say it. Fucking say it. Yes, the COVID-19 shot will protect you against a tsunami. You'll be able to stand there on the beach in your flip-flops and flip the bird to the humunga cowabunga from down under because you got the Fauci ouchie. Make him say it. Because that's what I did to... I shouldn't say his name. That's what I did to my neighbor. Say the words Joe Biden got 81 million votes legitimately. Say those fucking words. And he couldn't do it. Thanks again to everybody who's been praying for me. Thanks for all the positive words and all the encouragement. You guys are really helping me. God is listening to you. I am living, breathing proof of it. So that's all I got for today. Disobey, walk away. Back soon, guys.
Just in terms of inflation, because you had told us at a town hall, I think it was in July, that this was just near-term inflation. The Wall Street Journal recently talked to like 67.
Are you threatening me?